Have you ever been down bad? And by down bad, I mean laying in your bed all day, neglecting your diet, hygiene, friends and family, having a folder on your desktop named Anime Girl Reaction Pics, and listening to the Joe Rogan Experience on a daily basis.
You usually see them covered in hair and we don't realize it.
That's right. Got some thick wrists on that guy. And those hands built for brutality.
Look at his nuts.
Built to pull your eyes out of your head.
That kinda down bad. Well, then you've seen nothing. Enter Mr. I actually don't remember his name, and neither does he, because he suffers from amnesia and has just woken up from a 3-day alcohol and drug binge and remembers not his name, face, family, job, place of birth, nothing. And you know none of these things as well, so why not go find out together? And just like you, he too is built like a PE teacher. But wait, the similarities don't end there, for he too hears voices, and they are telling him to clean his goddamn room, my god. No, actually they're trying to inform him about his current existence and past, something about an ex-wife, and bludgeoning himself into oblivion. But they are being very ominous about it. Fed of this ominousness, your man goes into the bathroom to hopefully clean himself up, but alas, no, he simply goes to see himself in the mirror, despite the voice's warning. And there it is, the face that will keep you company for the rest of the game. He is you, and you are him. Together, you leave your room, still dirty by the way, and immediately gravitate towards the nearest female that reminds you of that one chick from Blade Runner.
Hello, officer.
Wait, hold up, wait just a minute. What the fuck? Officer?
Because you're a police officer, sir.
No way. She also tells you that you've been at this hotel for 3 days, on official police business no less, referring to your 3-day binge of course. You know what? Maybe you are a cop. Only question is, what kind of cop?
It's pretty clear a normal cop is not what you are. You may be what they call a big dick cop.
You know, maybe we aren't down bad after all. You go downstairs to the hotel lobby and talk with who you presume is the manager. Turns out, you owe the hotel some money, and not just rent. But just like your memory, your wallet is empty as well. Realizing you don't possess the physical gifts required to charm your way out of this one, you leave it here until you've scraped together some money. The so-called manager tells you that your partner is waiting. Wait, partner? That's right, Kim Kitsuragi, your partner. Police partner, that is. He asks your name, and you of course make one up, since you don't actually remember your real one.
Grzegorz Brzęczyszczykiewicz.
Yes, well.
He talks to you about the case you were assigned. Something about a dead body hanging from a tree. A body that was supposed to be removed 3 days ago, whilst you were going full Hunter S. Thompson mode. And while you're at it, you must also inform him that not only is your memory wiped, you're also without your badge and your gun. Luckily for you, Kim is a patient fellow, and instead of rightfully chastising you for going on a 3-day binge, wiping your memory completely clean, and leaving a dead body to hang in a tree for 3 days, in a pretty vibrant area no less, he chooses to take the high road and go with you to question the manager.
What are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him.
Suddenly you tense up. Blood is being pushed to your muscles. You should hound him on this. Hound him hard, the prey drive says.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I don't appreciate this. What do I have to answer him? Is this mandatory?
You are unable to crack him. Maybe you aren't the cop you think you are. Maybe instead of Big Dick, you are.
No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest.
But before you get the opportunity to go on another 3-day binge, Kim urges you to continue on the case. And so you do, and you and Kim traverse this brave new world together in search of answers, and perhaps even justice. But if it all turns to crap, or just gets too boring, then you always have a plan B. But before you do this, you quickly make your escape from paying rent. And that's what you do in Disco Elysium. You explore the world in search of answers to your particular case, with the option of choosing how you approach it all and what kind of cop you want to be, and if you want to do some side quests and activities outside of the main quest.
There it is. A brave little army in your pocket. The 1st Smokes Platoon. 20 brave souls standing in salute, ready to step into fire for you, sir. We go. Thick, warm smoke gets sucked down into your lungs. Immediately, you feel a warm nostalgia fill your head, body, and soul.
Or if you just want to say fuck it and overdose on whatever you salvage from the nearest dumpster. It's not very different from high school.
Whoa. In your hand, Pyrrolidon, the double rainbow of synthetic hallucinogens. A little slit on the side lets you just slurp it up like an oyster. You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure.
Disco Elysium is an RPG, and that means you the player is in charge of steering this ship, and that you will encounter such things as dialogue options, multiple ways of solving quests, and many skill checks, and even more races. These two things go hand in hand early on in the game, when you need to get into a certain area that is guarded by a big, menacing racist. Already at this point in the game, you've encountered so many racists that Kim is already making a tier list. This particular racist won't let you get in, and already here you're presented with multiple options. 1. Find another way in. 2. Try and get on his good side by discussing race theory, winning a gold medal in mental gymnastics in the process. Or 3. Knock his ass out. Depending on how you build your character before starting the game, you'll either do the latter options with ease or fail completely. There are 3 pre-builds to choose from. The Finger. Intelligent and logical in the way you interact with the world and able to come up with clever solutions to problems. Very bad with people though, so basically this is the autism build. And before any of you say anything, know that I am an autist, so I'm allowed to make that joke. Unlike you. The Sensitive. Very good with people and able to charm your way around the game. Unstable though. The Physical. Dumb as rocks, don't care, cause your fists are hard as rocks and do the talking for you. And then there's the Custom build, where you can make your very own special snowflake. But back to the racist. In this instance, the Finger build will be good because then you're knowledgeable enough to know about race theory and therefore able to discuss and debate with him until he lets you in. Or the Physical, allowing you to just put his lights out. I had neither. Instead, I was the Sensitive type, and either option was a coin flip. I chose violence however, and eagerly awaited my fate. But don't worry, this was a white skill check, meaning you get a second chance. Besides races, you'll meet and interact with so many other great people, such as French people.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
English people.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
Redditors.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see.
Sniper from TF2.
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, as you can see. I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
And even women. And of course, your partner, Kim. And they're all interesting and worthwhile to interact with. And besides being interesting characters, you can also ask them even more interesting questions and learn more about them, the world, and so much more. But sometimes your questions can get too interesting, and it's not everyone in the world that has the patience or mental fortitude to go through with this. Besides Kim, who manages to keep his cool, but he's right on the edge. Being your partner in Not Crime, he's the character you'll spend the most time with throughout the game. It's a slow burn, but like a dog in the oven, little by little it becomes better and better, until in the end you have a big, tasty and juicy duck. Maybe even with some potatoes and cabbage. Oh, and also a new character to love and protect. Kim is the straight man among the two of you. Sorry to break it to you, but having straight up conversations with the voices in your head is pretty out there. But it's also very cool. When exploring the world, a bubble will sometimes pop up, allowing you to have an optional talk with the voices about either something that just happened, relating to the plot, a side quest, or the area you're in, or just a thought. These thoughts appear based on your choices and discoveries, and are found in the thought cabinet, and you have the choice to research and internalize each of these thoughts. These thoughts allow you to choose your ideals, and grant you different bonuses. An example of a thought is the indirect modes of taxation, which grants you money every time you choose a liberal dialogue option, but then has the downside of taking away some of your empathy skill. While researching these thoughts, you'll be granted a temporary bonus, which is more often than not negative and may take away some of your precious skills. Speaking of skills, these are the ones that separate you from every other Disco Elysium player in how you interact with the world and its characters. These skills are found in the character sheet and are divided into 4 categories: intellect, psyche, physique, and motorics. Starting from the top, you have intellect, which is, you guessed it, how intelligent you are as a cop. Good job. Each category is made up of 6 skills, and intellect is made up of logic. Choosing to upgrade this automatically grants you your own anti-SJW YouTube channel, furry avatar and everything, where you'll be forced to live out your days complaining about forced diversity in children's cartoons, and picking them apart with facts and logic. Encyclopedia. Fun fact, nobody asked. Rhetoric. Persuade others. Debate them. Who win? Said debate. Again, we're getting back in anti-SJW YouTube territory, so let's move on. Drama. Lie and detect lies. Be a good cop. Conceptualization. Be creative. See the world in a different way. And last but not least, visual calculus. Reconstruct crime scenes and make it easier for you and Kim. Psyche. Be an influencer of yourself and others. Volition. Keep your shit together. Inland Empire. This skill fucking crazy. Empathy. Authority. Be in control of the situation. Esprit de corps. Understand what it means to be un group. Suggestion. Charm others into doing your bidding. Physique. Endurance. Pain threshold. Physical instrument. Be something to be reckoned with. Be the guy. Electrochemistry. Get the most out of your substance abuse. Shivers. Tune into the world. Half-life light. Your fight or flight response. Motorics. Hand-eye coordination. Good for...
I didn't want it to be like this.
Perception. Notice and sense everything. Reaction speed. Savoir-faire. Be sneaky. Interfacing. Be a master lockpicker and pickpocket. And finally, composure. These skills can be put together in numerous ways. You can put all of your XP into one category or mix it up, making you stand out not only from other players, but your cop peers. You unlock these skills with skill points, which you are granted after earning a certain amount of XP. So just grind out XP by fighting low level enemies, right? Wrong. While Disco Elysium checks almost all of the boxes when it comes to role-playing games, it doesn't have a combat system, which in most role-playing games are a nuisance. Instead, XP is earned in the game through exploring the world, reading about it and talking to its characters, and going through as many dialogue options as possible. While there are some who enjoy the combat in role-playing games, in my experience most don't, and neither do I. Most RPGs have a combat system, and most of these combat systems suck, and when an RPG finally does have a good combat system, it's usually at the cost of the role-playing part. Few games have both, and Disco Elysium has solved this issue by simply opting out and giving what most players want. And what the game gives you is very good. The story and the case you've been assigned to solve is interesting and takes many twists and turns the longer you progress in the story. And the characters you meet are all worthwhile and diverse. And the voice acting is superb, and while you'll be left confused a lot of the time in the start of the game when it comes to the world and the story, it's not a bad thing, and actually immerses you deeper in the world and story, and really makes you feel like the character you've been put in charge of, because he too is confused and unknowing of everything around him due to his amnesia. And even when you discover more about your character's past and story, there's never a moment in the story where he goes aha and then takes charge and becomes his own character. Instead, when you find new information, he never suddenly gets his memory back. Instead, he reacts and feels just like you. Oh, I used to be married. Oh, I'm actually a pretty big deal in the cop world. It both feels like you are controlling a custom character, but also an established character at the same time. In ways it reminds me of the Witcher games with Geralt, though in those games they leaned more towards Geralt being his own character and you merely guiding him. But in Disco Elysium the writers have found a true balance and allows you to both like your man as his own character, while also allowing you to get your role-playing fix, and lets you make as many ridiculous choices as you see fit. Disco Elysium acknowledges your choices even down to the smallest detail. For example, if on the first day you forgot to put your shoes on, Kim will comment on this in your end of day briefing. And there are many more examples of this, like if you run everywhere, Kim will comment on this as well at the briefing. And characters will comment on your decisions made in the story. Your impact in the game are both big and small, and your choices do truly matter, whether it's the way you choose to build your character to what witty dialogue option you choose. The dialogue is very humorous, well written and creative. and resembles early Fallouts in the way they're written and presented. And I'm happy to say that there are no misleading dialogue options. You don't have to worry about accidentally committing several war crimes while you ask for cigarettes at the local kiosk. Disco Elysium doesn't take place in a fantasy world like most RPGs. Instead, it takes place in a sci-fi one. So instead of potions, you get illegal substances. And depending on which you choose to consume, you'll be granted different temporary skills. Smoking cigarettes raises your intellect and makes you look very cool, but chops away at your health. And if you meet up with a sniper from TF2, you can get your hands on some Perholidon, which raises your psyche, but however, you guessed it, chops away at your health. But be mindful of when you partake in such things. If Kim sees you do it, well, he won't be pleased. So instead wait until the evening after Kim has retired to his bedroom to go full out disco. You can lose health by either partaking in these fun activities or by failing physical skill checks. And my health meter was constantly low because just like in real life, I do stupid stuff, resulting in physical consequences. And while I could simply stop, I don't want to. But a health meter is not the only thing you possess. You also have a morale meter, and you can lose morale by getting dunked on in conversations. But you can regain it by verbally dunking on others, or you can simply pick up consumable items to regain morale or health. Just like in real life when you go to get taquitos at 7-Eleven to heal up whenever you get stood up by the local goth girl, or when your cryptocurrency crashes again. And that's Disco Elysium for you. One of the best RPGs to come out in recent times, and one of the best RPGs of all time. So please, play Disco Elysium, unless you too want to be down bad.